So I've been running my content agency for 5 years and I've managed to scale it to 30k months. But if I had to start over today from complete scratch, I wouldn't do 90% of what I did the first time, because most of what people tell you matters. The cameras, the editing style, the trends, the niches, none of that is what actually scales an agency. Because the agencies that break through the 10, 20, even 100k months, they don't just make content, they know how to turn that content into real business results. And the way you do that is by simply combining content with paid ads. So your clients get more leads, more bookings and more sales, and you can charge premium prices. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I would build a 100k plus content agency from scratch today. Not what worked 5 years ago, but the exact blueprint to create momentum in 2025 moving into 2026. So let's get into it. So firstly, I would build a identity before I would build an offer. And most new agency owners or videographers might start by asking, what should I offer? How many videos shall I start with? Where shall I price my packages at? But if you start there, you're gonna sound like everybody else. Social media management, content creation, video production. And when a business owner asks you, why should I work with you? You will have no answer except to compete on price. So if I started again, the first thing I would build is my identity. Who am I in the market? What do I want to be known for? What's the one problem I want to own for my clients? For me, that would be, I help X businesses turn content into real leads and bookings, not just likes and views. So let me give you an example. When I first started, I was just another videographer, social media manager, freelancer, generic, just like anybody else, forgettable, right? But then I repositioned myself as the guy who helps hospitality brands fill up tables through content and ads. That's when everything changed, because off of the back of who I knew who I was, my content became laser focused. Instead of here's 5 tips to create better reels, I was posting why your restaurants get 0 bookings from Instagram and the 3-part content and ad system that will fix that. The next thing you know, restaurant owners will start reaching out, and not because my editing or my camera gear got better, but because my identity became so much clearer. So if I was starting today, I'd pick a niche that I understand, restaurants, gyms, dental clinics, and make that my whole identity. I'd be the guy who does TikTok and paid ads for restaurants, not just, oh, he's another videographer or another content creator. Identity first, then you work on your offer. But the identity alone isn't enough. The second shift is where the real momentum will begin. So now I would solve one problem for a specific type of business. And the biggest mistake I see is that the creatives try to be everything or anything to anyone. If anyone needs content, I'm your guy. But that's how you end up with like a restaurant, a dental clinic, a B2B client, a gym. All of these clients are under your roster and they all need different things, all custom, and it's gonna get so exhausting. So if I started again, I'd pick one type of business, solve one expensive, painful problem for them. So for example, for restaurants, we fill your tables on slow nights using content and targeted ads. For dental clinics, I might say something like, we can get you 20 to 30 new patient inquiries a month using testimonial videos and local ads. For gyms, you can even say, we'll fill your classes with short form video and retargeting ads. So how do you find the problem? So step one, we need to pick a niche that we understand. You can start by having 10 to 20 different conversations with these prospects in your area and start asking them, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now in getting customers? Look for the expensive problem, whether it's not enough bookings, whether it's empty chairs, maybe it's not enough leads. So if I was from scratch starting today, I would reach out to 50 restaurants in my area, offer to make them 5 reels and a small local ad campaign for free. So once I then get the results from that, I would use that as proof to get my first paying clients. And here's the thing, you don't have to stay just content forever. Once you have proof and a few clients, you can layer in paid ads as an upsell. Do you want to get your content in front of 10, 20, 50,000 more people in your local area? It's run through a target ad campaign. And that's how you can go from 1k to 3, 5, maybe even 10k retainers, and why your agency at that point will become indispensable. Being specific is what creates that magnetic pull. But even with a clear identity and a clear problem, there's a third shift that separates the 3k freelancer from the 100k agency owner. So now I need to build demand before I can build an infrastructure. Now here's the trap. Most people will spend months building a website, designing graphics, making SOPs, making these fancy packages before they have a single client. So if I started again, I would focus the first 60 days on building that demand, not the infrastructure or the backend. So the first couple of weeks, I will have the 20, 30 conversations with my ideal target market. Then I will start creating content that will speak directly to their pain points. From that, I will then start having sales conversations with the people who engage with my content and start documenting the results I get for the first 2, 3, 4 clients, even if I work for them for free. Now, if you did that in weeks, by week 7, 8, 9, you will have 2 to 4, maybe even 5 clients you've worked with, proven results, proven systems, a clear positioning, and you're slowly building that demand now. From then onwards, would I start building my systems, my onboarding, my website? Because based on what I now know what my clients actually need, not what I thought they might have needed if I did it the other way around. So if I was starting today, you threw me in the deep end, I wouldn't touch the website, I wouldn't do the branding, I wouldn't do any of that. I would just DM, email, and just get in front of as many businesses as I could, get them results, and then from there, let my work do the talking. Once you start building that demand, you can start layering in the paid ads on top of the content you're producing for these brands. And look, even if it's not content you want to start with, whatever service, whether it's social media management, whether it's graphic design, even if it was paid ads at the start, it's the same thing. Go with that same approach. Because at that point, when you do start building that demand, you can layer in the paid ads to start generating that extra traffic. So build up that demand first, and then you can work on your systems next. So if I was starting a content agency today, I wouldn't try to be the best videographer in the room or the best editor in the room. I would just try to be the clearest operator in the room. Because here's what I learned. Creativity will get you attention, but clarity will build the business. And I don't know how many times I have to say this. You do not need the best camera. You do not need the best editing skills. You don't even need the biggest portfolio. All you need is a clear identity, who you are, a clear problem, what you solve, and a clear process. How do you solve it? Once you have proof, you can then layer in the paid ads to supercharge your clients' results and your own growth. And that's how you go from chasing these clients to attracting these high ticket clients, from 1K to 5K retainers, from working 60 hours to now working 30 hours, from building an expensive job to now building a business. Clarity, proof, and leverage. Now look, if you actually take these 3 shifts seriously and apply them, you will see a massive difference in how you move with your agency. You'll have a clearer direction, clearer positioning, and a much better momentum to start moving forward with. Now, if you want deeper help implementing this step by step, I put a link in the description below, and it will walk you through the exact system that I used with my own agency to scale to 30K months, and the same systems that my students like Jack, Joe, Adnan, and all of these other guys also used to scale from 2-3K months to 20K months and beyond. And if you want to see how I help agency owners and videographers go from 3 to 10K months to 20-30K months, just DM me the word engine on Instagram and we'll see if we're a fit. I'll catch you in the next one.